Right, so I've got the solar panel in the Caravan now. It's the panel's there and there's various different connections. You can either connect it through, I think it's the EODB, is it called? Or the 12 volt socket, or through the battery terminals. And then there's instructions there. I've had a brief read of them, but I don't think I need them because I've been to the University of Trudgeon, so I probably don't need to read them. So we think this is probably the best window to put the solar panel in. We'll find somewhere like mounting it in this window because it is south facing and it'll get most of the sun. But then we've got to work out which way the wires are going to go, depending on whether we connect it to directly to the battery or through the 12 volt socket. Obviously we can't connect it through the EOBD because the Caravan doesn't have one. I think they're mainly in cars. Let's see what we can do. Right, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do first of all is try doing it via the 12 volt socket because that's the easiest. It doesn't mean run anything outside of the car. So what I believe I need to do is connect this bit into this bit. Nice and stiff. And then connect that into the 12 volt and lay that in the window. So let's see what happens. So that's in the front window. I don't know if we need to put something there to angle it a bit higher. And I'm a bit worried that if any heat comes off it, with it being a solar panel, it might get hot against the back of there. So I might find some way of propping that up maybe. And then I'll connect that end into the 12 volt. I'll just have to unravel this wire. So what I've done, I've found this little dongle which I've attached, and I think that shows, because it's lit up, that there's actually some power coming through the solar panel, which is good. I'm not sure if it shows up on the camera. Right, so this bit here, as far as I'm aware, goes into there. Now I'm not sure when I put this into here whether this is turned on or off when you've got the mains of the Caravan turned on or off, so I don't know how you check that, to be honest. But in theory there's no trickle charge going into the battery, but again I'm not sure whether when you turn the main socket off whether this is active. I'll have to see if I can find out. So what I've done is I've used the box for it and put the solar panel on that and then propped it up. So if you can see down there is some little containers that we have for doing the dishes. So I think that's giving it a better angle to get a little bit more light onto the panel through the window. So that's the 12 volt version of it, but that's where I'm not sure whether I'm getting any current actually through into the Caravan with the mains being off. So the other alternative is to use these little bulldog clips. Are they called bulldog clips? Some sort of clips anyway. Not bulldog clips, are they? They're clips for a battery, and attach them on, and then I'd have to find a way of getting it into the battery compartment, which is down there. So I don't know if it has to go out through the window or is a way to get through the seats. I'll have to have a look at that now. Well, I've had a look under the seats, and that's the battery compartment, and as far as I can see it's a sealed unit. I think there's some wires going from the far side, but I'll have to check from the outside to see how that goes. Right. So yeah, that's where the wires all come. Now I don't think there's any way of feeding into that, and we have to connect via these terminals here, and coming probably from up there, run the wire down to here and then going through the little hole at the bottom there. But then it all looks a bit tightly packed in there, so I'm not sure if connect it via this way is the best idea. So I've attached one of the clips onto that side, and then if you want to attach that one onto the other side, the wire's not long enough. If I pull that, it pulls out of there. So I'll have to either do something to extend this or find another solution. So what I've decided to do is to connect it via the 12 volt socket, though I'm not sure if there's actually any charge getting through. I don't know if anybody can tell me whether there will be. It's an Eldis Explore 304, and whether you're still getting a charge through that socket when the main socket is turned off. And there it is, you see, the master is turned off there. So I don't know whether any current will flow through. And there's the panel. I mean, it's not one of those big fancy ones that some people have, but it's one from what I've read and what I've heard, it's good enough to keep the Caravan battery trickle charged. That's obviously if it's getting through. It's lit up green. I'm not sure it shows up on the camera. So I think that shows. I can't speak English.
Blooper!
Which is good. I'm not sure if it shows up on the camera. That just shows it as bad. You get, whoa, it's me.